few weeks ago, we told you about the plans to implement the Smart 911 program in the Milford schools this fall. For residents who may not be aware, Smart 911 is a program offered to everyone here in town, and it has already proven to be invaluable to local police, firefighters, and EMTs responding to life-threatening situations. This week, we sat down with Milford's Chief of Police to give residents all the details they need to know regarding this program. Last year, Milford became the first town in Massachusetts to institute a new public safety measure called Smart 911. Now, as the program continues to grow, we asked Milford Police Chief Tom O'Laughlin to let residents know exactly what Smart 911 is.
Smart 911 is a system in which you can create your personal profile by going to smart911.com. And in that profile, you can provide information about the location of your home. You can provide information, for instance, about your vehicles, medical conditions, who lives in the house, information that could prove to be valuable to emergency responders when they're coming to your home to assist someone. We had a program in place at the Milford Police Department to address special needs. So families could provide us with information of a loved one who had particular special needs, whether they be medical conditions or person Alzheimer's or a child autism. So they could provide us with information that we would have up front. The difficulty with that system, I mean, it was valuable at its time, was getting the information refreshed. So Smart 911, the retired fire chief, when John was the chief here, John Toohey, John and I took a look at Smart 911, and it provided that very valuable service of people being able to provide information up front. And the system itself will notify them every 6 months to go on, check their profile, update it if necessary, or just accept that the information that there is still, the valued information.
Residents should not be concerned about a complicated process for setting up their Smart 911 profile.
They simply go to smart911.com. They click on there that they want to create their personal profile. They enter the information, so they can enter personal information about who they are, their cell phone numbers, landline numbers. They can then enter information, medical conditions, and it will prompt them and walk them through a set procedure. Location of their home, what the home looks like, who lives in the home. Where, for instance, if you recall, years ago, people would put a sticker on the bedroom window where a child was, so that firefighters would know that there's a child in that particular bedroom. Well, they have the ability to do that now in the profile. They can tell us that their young daughter is in the back left bedroom, so that if there is a fire or other emergency, the firefighters know exactly where to go.
In some emergency situations, people may be unable to properly communicate vital information to the 911 dispatcher. With a Smart 911 profile, emergency responders will immediately have important information on a resident as soon as the call is placed, even if the caller is unable to speak.
Well, there are times, emergency situations where you can't communicate. We receive a number of calls that just, the landline is open or the cell phone line is open and the person can't communicate. We recently had a medical situation in which that individual couldn't tell us what was taking place. But they did have a profile, so we knew where we were going. We knew quite a bit about their medical condition and how the paramedics could best help them when they arrived.
Those who are hesitant to provide such sensitive information about themselves and their families can rest assured that any information provided on their Smart 911 profile is guarded with the utmost security measures.
The profiles are maintained by Smart 911, and their security measures, they have the top-notch security measures as far as securing information. None of the information is resident with us, so none of it's maintained at the police department or fire department. All of the information is on that secure profile. It only comes to us if you call 911. And as soon as your number comes into us as calling 911, it then pulls up your profile. When that call for service is completed, it evaporates, it goes away. We don't maintain anyone's personal information, so people ought not have that concern. You provide the information you want to provide. You're not obligated to provide any information other than that which you want to give to us, so that we have it up front. Emergency situations can be very stressful, And there's times where people just can't communicate to you the information that's really relevant and important. You decide what you want to put on there. We have situations where a family, they put up a picture of their house and indicated that the driveway is actually situated on a side street. So it's confusing in responding because officers would go, or firefighters would go right past the house, not recognizing it as being on that particular street. So people can provide us with information about medical conditions. They changed the law as it relates to ambulance responses. They now, if you have a particular specialized need, they take you to the hospital where you receive your treatment as opposed to the nearest hospital. And they found that that's going to be better suited to that patient. We have families in the community, they provide us with that information, so paramedics know it as they're responding.
Another benefit of Smart 911, it comes at absolutely no cost to the public.
We pay for the program, we pay the fee every year, so every resident of Milford has the opportunity to sign up for Smart 911, and it's free. The other feature is, as you travel across the country, you mentioned that it is taking traction across the country, your profile will come up. So if you're at Disney and your child wanders away and you call 911, the Orange County Sheriffs, your profile is going to come up. So now they have a picture of your child. How many of us carry, 8 by 10 glossies, right? You don't. So the ability to have those photographs on your profile of your children is there, so that now if something happens, it's there right in front of them. We've had cases in Milford. We had a gentleman call, he was having a heart attack, he had an inability to really communicate clearly to us. The dispatchers knew his medical condition from his profile, so they were able to provide paramedics with important information as they responded. He also put on there where he had his hider key, so we could find the key to get in and not have to, force our way through his, front door. So his profile was instrumental in us being able to provide him with good care. We had a call for a fire at a home. We knew that there were 2 adults and 3 children residing at that home. The dispatchers told them to evacuate the house until firefighters arrived. But the firefighters knew how many people they were looking for and whether or not they would have to go in to rescue someone. So the information can really prove to be helpful and beneficial to the people who create the profile.
Along with Smart 911, Chief O'Loughlin says residents can also sign up for the Smart Prepare program, which would alert local emergency responders to residents with special at-home medical equipment needs, so that in the event of weather emergencies or power failures, those residents will receive an immediate response to any needs. You can simply log on to smart911.com anytime to register your free profile.